call the September 25th, 2014 regular meeting of the Coffee County Board of Education to order. This time I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Dontavia Shepard. It's our NJROTC representative for the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time, introduce Pastor Beverly King, Broxton United Methodist Church. And Ms. King, you have some news to share with us before the invocation?
Well, at Broxton, we are so proud of our new building at Mary Hayes Broxton Elementary. And we have just lots of good things going on. And within my own church, we have a new Reach Scholar that signed her contract yesterday. So lots of good things going on in Broxton, and we are just so proud. Britt could not be here tonight. He had a conflicting appointment, so I'm here in his place. So if there's nothing else, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for all your many blessings. Lord, you've blessed us with new buildings and new vision, and we are just ever so grateful. Lord, I thank you for each and every one who goes into making this a system of excellence, to bringing our schools to excellence. And Father, we ask your blessings on this board as they cast vision and plan and strategize to take us into the future with an educated populace. We ask blessings on administrators, faculty, and staff as they facilitate carrying out the vision. And now we ask wisdom for board members as they carry out their duties. And we'll give you the praise, the honor, and the glory. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion on the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Ms. Moore, and a second, please.
Second.
Ms. Worrell, any discussion? All in favor? Dr. Lees, for me?
Yes, sir. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight. Thank you for being here. It's wonderful to see so many parents and young people and students here tonight. Thank you all for being here. Our mission as a school system is destination graduation for college, career, and life. And our vision as a school system is an equitable and excellent education for every student. At this time, we're going to move into our special recognition. And we have many young people here tonight to recognize, so let's go ahead and begin our special recognition. Ms. Clayton?
Thank you, Dr. Lees, Mr. Preston, and board members. If you look around this room tonight, this is the reason we're all here, are these students. And when you hear from them tonight, you can understand why. They've had a very busy summer. They have been representing us at national competition. And I remember Ms. Robertson, many times would get up and say that the other school systems fear Coffee County schools when they come because we do such an excellent job. We wanted them all to come in, and they're going to introduce themselves to you from the different organizations and talk a little bit about what they worked on when they went to competition. But we're already so proud of them, but we just wanted to bring them all in. I'd like to ask Mr. Brad Reiner to come up, our CTAE director. And Mr. Reiner, you know, was selected as our Administrator of the Year through the Health Occupations Department at Coffee High School. And he's going to introduce proudly his teachers and students.
Thank you, Ms. Clayton. Dr. Lees, members of the Board of Education, we are in a profession that is filled with acronyms. I am the CTAE director addressing the BOE about our CTSOs. CTSOs, as you know, are Career Tech Student Organizations. There are many of them at Coffee High School, and I had to write them down. Ms. Clayton and I were talking on the telephone the other day, just trying to make sure we had everything right. At Coffee High School, we have FCCLA, TSA, FBLA, HOSA, and NJROTC, as well as WBL. Do you have any questions? Our advisors that are here this evening, as I call your name, if you would please come on up this way. We have from FCCLA, Ms. Renee Robertson, Ms. Lee Roberts, and from Coffee Middle School, Ms. Tara Carver. In TSA, we have Ms. Donna Davis, who is the former TSA advisor at Coffee Middle, and Ms. Zena Bourne, who is the new advisor at Coffee Middle School for TSA. And Ms. Deborah Patton from FBLA was supposed to be with us tonight. She's had a slight accident after a ceremony at the high school tonight, so she's not able to be with us. But I do want to start with our FBLA representatives that went to national competition this year. I'm just going to get out of the way and ask those two students to step forward. Come on up, guys. They're going to tell you who they are and what they represented FBLA in at national competition, and I thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Thanks to you, Mr. Ryan.
Well, I'm Chandler Mullis, and I represented Coffee High School at our National Leadership Conference in Nashville this year. And although we have many competitions that we can compete in up there, I represented Coffee High School as a state officer for FBLA. But Hannah...
I'm Hannah Mormon, and I went to nationals for business management. We competed at a state level, and we got second place, and so we went to nationals.
That's awesome.
Lee and I are excited to be here from the high school, and we would like for our high school FCCLA students to come forward, please. I'm excited tonight to tell you that we have two state officers, and they're going to introduce themselves, but they're in the red jackets. Everybody wants to wear a red jacket in FCCLA. And we have two students that could not be with us tonight. Chandler Hurst is on college tour. She's at Georgia, and then she's going to Tech, and then she's going, where was that? Emory. And I says, you didn't tell me you weren't going to be here tonight. This was my texting frantically earlier. And Sarah Harper had a conflict with church, so she's at church, so that's good. I'll let the kids introduce themselves to you.
Hi, I'm Rose James. I'm the Georgia FCCLA Vice President of Competitive Events this year. I competed at nationals in chapter website design, and I earned gold.
Hello, I'm Solomon Ramirez. I am Georgia FCCLA Region Officer. I competed in nationals in environmental ambassador and got silver.
Hi, I'm Yasmin Moffitt. I competed at nationals in promote and publicize FCCLA with two other students, Michelle Loomley and Tamisha Thompson. Sorry for their absence, and we got gold as well.
My name is Shannon Barton.
I done forgot.
Joanna Phillips. We competed in interpersonal communications on bullying, and we got silver in nationals.
Good evening, I'm Tara Blankenship Carver. Still haven't legally changed my name yet. One of these days I'll get around to that. I took 15 with me to nationals. Not all of them could be here. I had 20 actually advanced, and 15 were able to go with us. Come ahead and come on, guys. Work your way up here. I have a couple of them that couldn't be here due to scheduling conflicts and studying for midterms already. My 9th graders now, they've learned that high school is a little different than middle school. I'll let them introduce themselves and tell you what category they competed in.
I'm Cadence.
And I'm Reagan.
We competed in nationals in chapter website design, and we earned bronze.
I'm Callie Adams.
And I'm Ashlyn Benton.
And we competed in illustrative talk, and we won gold at nationals.
My name is Caroline Smith. My partner Jordan Rice is not able to be with us, but we went to nationals and competed in Digital Stories for Change and got silver.
My name is Avery Hurst. I competed in nutrition and wellness, and I got silver at nationals.
My name is Kenzie Adams, and my partner Katie Toth isn't here, but we competed in life event planning, and we got bronze.
My name is Emily Johnson,
I'm Allison Dorsey.
and our partner Reese Hampton wasn't able to make it.
We went to nationals competed in focus on children, which I did a BC in one goal.
My name is Andrew Steptoe. I'm Chisholm Steptoe. And we competed at national in national programs in action, and we won silver.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Donna Davis, and this is Ms. Zena Bourne. She is now our new TSA advisor. But I took the group to Washington, D.C. We competed against 7,000 other TSA members. It's not quite as easy for us to win against 7,000, but they did a great job, and I'm really proud of them. Guys, girls and guys. Guy. Chance was my only boy, but he made lots of friends. Real bashful. They're going to tell you what they competed in. They competed in several. All four of these are one of our officers from last year, and they are now some of Mrs. Bourne's new officers.
Hi, I'm Gracie Jowers, and I competed in essay, which I won at state, which brought me to nationals. I also competed in essay, speech, and leadership strategies, and
My name is Michaela Norman. I competed in leadership strategies and energy sources.
My name is Shane Stone, and I competed in leadership strategies and career prep.
My name is Chance Witt. I competed in leadership strategies and energy sourcing.
Before everyone leaves, I would like to ask our parents to stand. And let's give them a round of applause for all of their support of their students. So parents, please stand. Thank you all very much.
Don't y'all want to stay for the fun part?
Some of them are hungry. They told us more than once how hungry they are.
See y'all later.
I've got the
That's awesome.
Last week, we were contacted by the Georgia State Board of Education and the state school superintendent, and they announced their reward schools for this year. These are schools that are recognized for excellence in the state of Georgia. We had two different categories of reward schools here in Coffee County. Highest performing, which are in the top 5% of Title I schools, and highest progress, which are in the top 10% of Title I schools for progress made in the performance for all students over 3 years. So these are both very prestigious recognition that these schools have received. And at this time, we're going to announce our reward schools for this past school year. Our two highest performing schools are Ambrose Elementary School and Westside Elementary School. Come on,
Thank
thank y'all for what you do. And
Dr. Vickers couldn't be here tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
We're proud to accept the honor for
Thank
the
y'all.
faculty and staff
Yes,
on behalf
ma'am.
of all of them.
thank you.
And Westside Bar.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank y'all for what you do. And we will be receiving the official certificates later on from the state of Georgia. And there will be a monetary reward from what we have been told from the state. So that should be coming to the school at some point during the year. Highest progress schools for the Coffee County school system. We have Broxton Mary Hayes Elementary School and Coffee High School. Thank you for all that you do. Yes, sir. Our two highest progress schools. Thank you all.
Was Ms. Vining not on their staff as well?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Congratulations for both being on two. Yeah, there you go.
And thank you all for the work that you do, and it's just exciting to see. Resources and support. At this time, we also want to recognize our schools for successfully completing the SACS Advanced Ed Accreditation process. This past year, we received a letter from Advanced Ed SACS that reads, "Congratulations, the Coffee County School System has been awarded continuing accreditation with the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Council on Accreditation and School Improvement, SACS KC. This action was taken at the Advanced Ed Accreditation Commission meeting held on June 26, 2014. A certificate that indicates the term of your SACS KC accreditation is enclosed. Throughout this term of accreditation, Coffee County School System must continue to engage in the task required of all institutions to maintain accredited status as outlined in the Advanced Ed Accreditation Policies and Procedures. Your efforts and associated accreditation signify your commitment to educational excellence. You can take pride in your achievement, and so can your community." At this time, I want to present each principal with your official Advanced Ed SACS certificate. I would recommend that we get these framed and placed right inside your door for all to see. Ambrose Elementary School, and when y'all come up, if you'll stand up front
Stay here, so.
and stay up here.
Thank you, Dr.
Congratulations.
Lee.
Yes, ma'am. She'll stay. Broxton Mary Hayes Elementary School. Eastside Elementary School. We had Crystal Peavy down here. She's not here tonight. Indian Creek Elementary School. Great job. Thank you. Nichols Elementary School. Great job. Congratulations. Satilla Elementary School. Great job. West Green Elementary School. Great job. Thank you for all that you do. West Side Elementary School. Great job. Coffee Middle School. Great job. Thank Washington Carver Freshman Campus. Coffee High School. Coffee County Career Academy. And the Coffee County School System. So at this time, all of our schools are fully SACS accredited. Great job with working towards this. This is for a 5-year period, so all of our schools are fully SACS accredited for a 5-year period, and we're just so proud. Thank you. Thank you, children. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I tried to stay out of it. I saw you.
You saw that? And as has been stated before, the SACS Advanced Ed accreditation is the gold standard of accreditation for any schools in the states and beyond, really anywhere in the world. So I appreciate the board, your efforts to make sure that all of our schools are SACS accredited, and our entire community. It's truly been a community effort to make sure that in Coffee County we're continuously striving for improvement, for excellence. So thank you. The next item on the agenda is the monthly financial report. Mr. Trehush, do you want to review the financial report?
Yes, sir.
Board?
Thank you, Dr. Leese. I guess with everybody else having their report cards and everything, this is kind of our report card for the end of the year from a financial perspective. For the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2014, as you can see up on the screen, we had a cash balance year end of $6,680,181.26, receivables of $5,246,111.16, for total assets of $11,926,292.42. We had accounts payable totaling $6,408,739.99 for a fund equity balance of $5,517,552.43. Our beginning fund equity balance as of July 1, 2013, our beginning of our last fiscal year, was $4,925,931.49. We had total revenues for the year of $57,344,895.46. Total expenditures of $56,753,274.52 for a fund equity balance to match of $5,517,552.43. If we go to the comparison report for our fund equity balances, if you look at comparatively from year to year, June to June, as we just reviewed there, we are up about close to $600,000 from the year prior. More importantly, I think, from the standpoint of our budget process that we went through before the start of the 14 fiscal year, and it's a long process that the principals go through with with the central office staff, we had projected that we would need to draw about $1.1 million out of fund balance, and which would have left us at $3,800,000 in round numbers. Comparatively speaking, we're significantly higher than that, and that's through a lot of efforts, through everybody's efforts, both at the schools and central office and within all the areas in terms of cost control and some improved revenues, that we're actually seeing a little better revenue situation right now with the improvement in the economy. And that's the June financials. There are details around that as well. These are the nitty-gritty numbers on all the different pieces of the revenue and expenditures and so on. We won't bore you with those details. But that's the report we're going to ask you to approve, board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Drahush. Teaching and assessing.
Your recommendation on that?
Oh, yes, sir. Recommendation that we approve the budget financials as presented, the year-end closeout financial documents.
So moved.
Second. Second. All, any discussion?
Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Go ahead, Mr. Ross.
I just want to say, I appreciate all the work you put into this budget, you and your staff, all of our employees, everybody's had to tighten their belts up. But when you look at the year-end report, I mean, that's a lot better than we expected. And to go through the times we went through and been as successful as we have, increasing, our quality of education and looking at all the things we've done, we've definitely tried to spend what we had in the most efficient manner we can. I'd also like to say I appreciate all the people that have went out there and got other avenues of revenue over the last couple of years with grant money, Striving Readers. We've got money from Technical College to help build this Career Academy. We're getting money for the Career Academy. We've looked at a lot of different sources of income that's not traditional, and a lot of people have worked their tails off to bring that money in so that we can continue to grow and spend money on our children and still work within the budget that we have. And so, I mean, there's a lot of people that play a big part in, keeping us from getting in over our head. And we still got a long way to go, but there was a lot of hard work that went into that, and I appreciate that from you and your staff and all of our teachers and administrators and everybody that's played a part in that. Our people that wrote grants and just everybody.
It's truly been a team effort. It really has.
Team effort and great benefit of the school system this year.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Collins.
Mr. Trados,
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to figure out how you came up with all them numbers. get them teachers and furlough days back, and I see you added it into that budget. You ought to be commended.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. The teachers appreciate you. They might not say nothing to you, but they do. Because I didn't see it. You really want to know the truth? I said, man, they got to be losing their mind. But it's here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the board.
You got to
Vote on that.
All in favor?
Yeah, vote.
Discussion, all in favor?
Teaching and assessing, we wanted to present the board a presentation on the Georgia Milestones Assessment. The state of Georgia has developed a new assessment system. It's known as the Georgia Milestones. We'll no longer use the terminology CRCT or end of course test at the high school. They've come up with a new system. When I say they, that's the State Department of Education. And it's called the Georgia Milestones. It's a single program, not a series of tests. And they will combine reading and language arts and writing into a single measure to align to the standards. So there'll no longer be a reading test in elementary school and then a language arts test in elementary school. They're going to combine the two into one test known as the Milestones. The Georgia Milestones will support and inform educator effectiveness initiatives, ensuring items and forms are appropriately sensitive to quality instructional practices. It is designed to show student growth and preparedness for the next grade level. The Georgia milestones will be administered in grades 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. End of grade exams in language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies will be administered in those grades. The high school will have an end of course exam in 9th grade literature and composition, American literature and composition, coordinate algebra, analytic geometry, physical science, biology, U.S. history, and economics. Georgia Milestone's unique features. There will be different types of items, multiple choice, constructed response, and technology-enhanced items. These tests are designed to be more challenging for our students, and the state has intentionally designed these tests to be more challenging. So I think it's very important that parents and guardians who are listening out there to this presentation, that you understand that the tests that the children will be given starting this year with this Georgia Milestone system will be much more rigorous than the tests, or much more difficult than the tests that were given in the past. And we want all of our parents to understand that, and that's the point of this presentation, is to make the public aware of these new tests. Examining the Georgia Milestones item, here's examples of what a third grader might see. There'll be multiple choice items. As you all know, we've had A, B, C, or D multiple choice type tests for many years, and that will continue. But they will also have constructed response, where the student will actually have to arrive at an answer without there being a choice for them to make. So they will have to put together an answer for the question. And then there will be, as you see, continuing constructed responses that involve several steps, multi-step constructed response questions. There will also be technology enhanced questions on these tests, where the students will have to click on the items on the test to formulate the answer. They won't just pick, they won't just create through multi-steps. They'll actually have to use technology to arrive at an answer. There will be writing at every grade level. All students will encounter a constructive response item, allowing for narrative writing. Transition to Georgia Milestones. The resources that are available, there will be assessment guides that are available on the Department of Education website. There will be parent guides and informational videos on the Georgia Department of Education website. Transition to online testing. The school system will have to move towards online testing. The State Department of Education, as part of its rules for this new system, will require us in year one for 30% of our students to use computers to take the test. And then in year 3, a minimum of 80% of our students will have to use computers to take the test. And then in year 5, in years 18, 19, they are telling us that, and when I say they, that's the State Department of Education, that 100% of our students will have to use computers to take the test. So the whole environment for testing is changing and moving from paper and pencil to computers. State board meeting follow-up. The state board has been meeting regularly, and we wanted to let parents know about this also. The state board has changed their rules. Students will not be retained in a grade. They will not be held back based on these tests this year. The state is allowing systems to use grades and teacher-made decisions and not the state test when we decide whether or not a student is promoted or retained. So the test will not count towards promotion or retainment this coming year, because the tests are brand new. The tests have not been used before. Therefore, the state is allowing us to not have to use them for retainment or placement purposes. Also, the state board is going to allow at the high school level the teachers of the courses where they will administer the milestone end of of course exam. They will not use the milestone exam as a part of the student's grade. They will use their own exam. So a teacher at the high school will develop their end of the course exam, and it will be a teacher-made exam, and 20% of the student's grade will come from a teacher-made exam, not the state test. So the state is allowing us not to have to use this for calculation of grades or placement in the next grade. All right, so it's a somewhat of a hold harmless year for the state test since they are brand new this year. But we want our parents to understand how much more difficult these tests are going to be for the students. This is something that at the state level, our leaders at the Capitol and our leaders in the state legislature and the Department of Education have committed to these more difficult tests and more rigorous tests for our students. And so we are going to manage it, and we're going to do a great job working with our students this year, and we're going to prepare them for these exams, but they won't be used like they traditionally have. All right? So what does this mean for Coffee County? We will be changing some board policies to reflect these changes over the next several meetings. We'll be adjusting our policies to align with the new state policies regarding state assessments. The state board has already taken action on this to include promotion, placement, and retention. And as early as yesterday, the State Board of Education met, and they put forth a waiver to the federal government to waive the use of these tests for teacher evaluation. We'll wait and see what the federal government says about the use of these tests for teacher evaluation, but the state is asking the federal government to back off on using these tests for teacher evaluation also. So a lot of changes going on with testing. We are going to prepare our students. We will have our students prepared. I believe our teachers are doing a fantastic job in the classrooms, and we're going to fully prepare our students the best that we can, and then we'll give them these exams and hope that they do their very best on them and continue to work towards excellence just like we've been doing in Coffee County. That'll be our goal. At this point, that ends this presentation. Any comments? Yes, sir.
Question. I saw one of those slides that system-wide writing, but I didn't see reading on that.
Yes, sir.
Why not?
They have combined the language arts and the reading together. We still have a very robust or healthy, we're being very aggressive with our reading instruction. As you know, we have the Striving Readers Grant. We've implemented some very high quality programs for our students in the early grades, and our teachers are working very hard at teaching our young children how to read. It's still very important for us as a school system. But with these new tests, they are not calling one specifically reading. They are combining the English language arts and reading into one test. And so you may not see that term used on their test, but they'll still be testing it. It will still measure how well children are reading.
So writing is more important than reading?
Well, I would say they go hand in hand. I would think, and I believe that early on they have to learn to read and they have to learn to write, and we'll continue to balance that and make sure our students are doing both.
Just a hypothetical question.
Yes, sir.
Say we get a bunch of kids in high school reading on a third grade reading level, who failed?
Well, if you're using these tests to measure that, that's why they're not going to use these tests this year to measure that type of thing. But I would say we have to take responsibility for the education of our students, and we have to make sure that we don't have large numbers of students in high school reading at the third grade level. And I'm confident that our teachers will make sure that our students are prepared, and I will say that right now our data does not indicate that we have large numbers of students in high school reading at the third grade level, and I'm confident our staff and our teachers are going to make sure that doesn't happen, and we'll certainly work towards that goal of excellent education for every student.
So if we get one, it doesn't have to be a mass, we just get one, can't do the word. you feel they paid?
Well, I believe we got to get them all there. I agree with you. We got to get all of them there. We can't leave any child, and I hate to use the term, but we can't leave any child behind. I think there is an appropriate place to use that term, even though it was unpopular.
That wasn't me.
Yes, sir.
That stuff I throw it in the trash can, and we just concentrate on reading, writing, and arithmetic, and be through with it.
I do agree with you. I think that the State Department of Education and our lawmakers in Atlanta and our governor and our people who are making these decisions at the state level need to apply some common sense to some of this and back off on some of this type
So
of
when you talk to them again,
information.
tell them I said it.
Yes, sir. I will. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't see what the point would be here. We're going to closing comments.
Consent agenda. On the consent agenda, you will find the minutes from the previous meeting, out-of-state travel. The out-of-state travel, we have a group going to Louisville, Kentucky with the ag program, FFA, and then we have the NJROTC who will be traveling to various competitions down in Florida. So I'm asking the board to approve this out-of-state travel as presented. Okefenokee Swamp Park, memorandum of understanding. We have been presented an agreement with the Okefenokee Swamp Park to enter an agreement with them, to work with them, to allow students to go there for field trips and to also bring some of their programming into our schools. They're going to have the ability to video some of the things that go on in the Okefenokee Swamp, and they're learning classrooms down there, and our students here will have the ability to partake and to be a part of those classroom experiences that will come via the internet and closed circuit television into our classroom. So this is an agreement to support the Okefenokee Swamp Park and to partner with them. I would add that South Georgia State College has also signed a very similar understanding with them, as well as all the school systems in our RESA district. The other school systems in our RESA district are signing and also going to partner with Okefenokee Swamp Park. Georgia School Board Association agreement. We have an agreement here with the Georgia School Board Association. We've previously approved them as our casualty and liability insurance, property casualty and liability insurance carrier, and this is just formalizes that agreement with a contract, asking the board to approve. And that is the consent agenda.
I make a motion we accept consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion on consent agenda? Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to, even though it's not on the consent agenda, because we didn't take action on changing the policy for, what do you call it?
Unstructured.
Unstructured instruction, recess, whatever you want to call it. I would like to state that there was a lot of discussion about it, and that I'd like for the schools and principals and students and parents to understand that I think the board is in agreement on unstructured time for the children to have daily in their school time. It's as important as their instructional time, and the time that we saw scheduled for their instructional time at each school and the amount that is used on instruction, there is some time available at each school for that to be, for that to take place. And we just would like, and
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Lease is in agreement with us that we feel like it's very important that the children get this time, and that we are, I guess, supporting this to happen. And we hope that all schools will take that time to allow these children from kindergarten through 5th grade the time to get out and play.
That's right. We believe they need recess, and we want our children to have recess time at the elementary school.
And we're not going to change the policy. It needs to be left to the discretion of each school how they do it, but it needs to be done.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Another thing I want to say about that, Dr. Lees,
Yes, sir.
as we discussed, 15-minute recess, not from the time you leave the classroom, but from the time you get on the playground, that's when it starts.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. If y'all approve it, thank you.
We have a second on the motion. Motion approved. All right. All in favor? Okay.
I would ask the board that we move to an executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action, or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee. To discuss personnel in executive session.
Motion for executive session.
So moved.
Ms. Worrell, second by Ms. Moore. Any discussion? All in favor? Adjourn to executive session.
Thank you.
Exit the executive session.
So moved.
Give me a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
All righty. I would ask the board to approve the personnel as presented.
Motion is set. Motion, second. Ms. Moore, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
I would like to announce to the public that on September 24th, the Coffee County School System was proud to participate in the first Reach Georgia signing ceremony on the campus of Coffee Middle School. The Reach Scholar recipients were Jamari Anderson, son of Sharnita Anderson, Asia Davis, daughter of Felicia Timms, Tamaya Pope, daughter of Terrence and Pamela Pope, Tiffany Spruce, daughter of Danny and Jennifer Spruce, and Nadiah Swanson, daughter of Leslie Swanson. We had the First Lady of Georgia, Miss Nathan Deal, was here to honor our Reach Scholarship recipients, and it was a very nice occasion. We were just very proud of our young people who received the Reach Scholarships. This is a academic, social, and financial support scholarship to help these students continue on in one of our Georgia colleges or universities. I would also like to announce the supporters of the Reach Scholarship who made a financial contribution of $1,500 towards the return investment of a $10,000 scholarship. These students will be receiving a $10,000 scholarship upon graduating from high school. And that was Scott Miller, president of Colony Bank, Gary Evans from Southwire, and Andrea Taylor from the Coffee County Chamber of Commerce. They were representing the Douglas Area Employer Committee. Kirk Farah, Matt Hennessy, and Drew Tanner representing Farah, Hennessy, and Tanner, attorneys at law. Dr. Greg Goggins, who was representing Fender Goggins Orthodontics, and Patrick Ferris, attorney representing the Douglas Rotary Club. And these different individuals and organizations gave $1,500 towards the Reach Scholarship Program. I'd like to say thank you. I'd also like to announce that September is National Literacy Month. There'll be activities going on in our schools and our community celebrating National Literacy Month. Parent-Teacher Conference Day is Thursday, October 9th. Early dismissal will be that day, and we'll have conferences. Students will be out of school on October 10th and 13th. On Saturday, October 4th, is the annual health fair at the Central Square Complex. So please get out and support the health fair at the Central Square Complex on October 4th. It's been a great meeting. We've had a good month, and look forward to the fall and the cooler weather coming. Thank you, board.
We need to review the consent agenda, or we've done that. We've done that.
Oh, we did.
All right. Any comments from board members? Yes, Mr.
I'd
Johnson?
just like to thank the general public for supporting me and my family through my difficult time. I just want to say thank you to the community. Prayer do a word, the word.
Anything else? Anyone? All right. Like a motion to adjourn the meeting. Ms. Moore, second. Ms. Worrell, all in favor? We're adjourned. Thank you.